Why, hello there, friends. Thanks for clicking on this video and joining in on this little bit of an experiment that I've named The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I was recently looking in my storage freezer. It's a junk freezer, but that's where I store all my black powder and stuff. And realized that I had a lot of containers of black powder with very little black powder in it. This is some of the black powder that I've been experimenting with over the course of time. Black walnut, cholla, basswood, hickory, maple, barberry. I've got some mixed juniper and aspen, and also a little bit of sycamore and osage. You can kind of see what I've got left there with sycamore and osage. So what I'm going to do, and why I'm naming this The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, is I'm going to mix all these gunpowders, at least as much as I can, into a can. Mix it all up, weigh out 80 grains, and then shoot it through my chronograph and see what kind of numbers I'm going to get. To be honest with you, I'm not expecting this to be super powerful or, you know, something in the range of Dudsville. I'm expecting it to be somewhere in the mid 1750s on up to the 1800s. But anyhow, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to get all these mixed, weigh out my 80 grains, figure where it all settles in the powder measure, and I will show that, and then we'll head on out and do some shooting. So I'll start with a completely empty can. We'll empty out the can of basswood. You can kind of see how much powder I've got going into the can. Empty enough. Oh, let's go ahead and throw a little bit of cholla in on the mix. Now, if you remember, cholla shot really good. I mean, it grouped good, got decent velocities with it, but ultimately it was very, very dirty. Let me mix this up. All right, let's see here. Let's put some barberry in it. Again, barberry grouped really well, got decent velocities with it, but it was dirty. I actually got quite a bit of barberry in this can. Okay, mix this up since it was quite a bit. All right, let's see, what do we do here? Let's go with some sycamore and osage, since we know that the osage shot really good. The sycamore blended osage shot decent enough, fairly clean. This can is not quite full. I can get some more in it. Probably the hickory, because I know I don't have a lot of hickory left. So we'll put a little bit of hickory in it. And just like that, I got a full pound of powder. I'm going to have to probably put some of this back into another container and mix it. So we'll set that aside. Alright, so let's take the walnut can, the black walnut can, and we'll mix the maple gunpowder. Okay, and finally I'm going to mix the Juniper and aspen mixed. So since I want to do this test with all the leftover gunpowder, I'm going to get another container and I'm going to blend these two and then mix them really well, probably by hand, and then dump everything into one container and then figure out what the weight is by volume of 80 grains. Alright, got a clean container. I feel like a mad scientist right now. Call that good enough. All right, now we'll mix this up. I think we're going to call that good enough. Oh, by the way, broken feather. There it is. I get it all done. Told you I would. Alright, let's get this back into the containers. Wait a tick. I almost forgot about the 30 grain test burn. Now that it's all blended, let's just see how it all burns. Well, it went up quick enough, that's for sure. Let me get you close up of the block. Yeah, there's the block. First impressions. I think she's going to be a little dirty. That's the dry rub. Oh yeah, she's going to be dirty. But does it really matter how clean or dirty your gunpowder is if you could get quite a few feet per second on velocity? Oh yeah, that's dirty. I would say combined that wasn't any good, but hey, it is what it is. All right, I'm going to go see what how much volume 80 grains by weight occupies in the powder measure. So just a little quick see at the scale. 80 grains. She's level. Alright, let's see what this occupies in the powder measure. So there's the powder right at the top. Transfer that back into the container. And my best guess is she's probably about 85, 86. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there it is volume wise. Okay, tomorrow about 10 o'clock in the morning, meet me out there at my shooting range. So before the breeze kicks up, just to let you know, it's 12:45 p.m. and it's 76 degrees. I'm getting a very late start. So I'll try to edit out as much of the breeze as I can if it becomes too intrusive. All right, I'm going to finish getting set up and I'll get some numbers for you. 1840. Well, to be consistent and to show consistency, there's the first patch, disintegrated, but it's pretty clean, going down a clean barrel. So let's see what the second patch looks like. $17.69. Well, I don't think the camera picked it up, but something flew back and kind of hit me like right in through here. But I think the patch hit the cover again because it was turned sideways and this edge is knocked off laying on the ground. Wow. But 1751. Found it. It was my flint. Alright, I'm going to go mark it off and just keep going. 1747. And there's that patch. I haven't found the other two patches, but there's that one. And like I predicted when I did the burn test, it's burning dirty. And as I push everything down towards the bottom of the barrel, she's getting a little hard to load. And what's that, the fourth shot? But there again, if I was deer hunting and I wanted that first shot to be the best, what I get, 1840 in that first shot? But as you can see, progressively, the numbers are getting lower and lower. But I'm going to keep going. I know your friends can't see it right now, but I had to take the hoods off my chronograph because the shadow from the hood is covering both sensors. Well, I think you guys saw what I saw. It didn't change numbers. I'm going to go ahead and pull that back into the shade for a little bit, reload, and see if I can't get another number. Well, I found that patch. It doesn't look as dirty as the previous patch. What can I say? Judge for yourself. $17.80. This time my flint flew forward of the gun and fell just in front of the chronograph. I don't know, well, it's a French amber flint. What do you expect? In case anybody is wondering, Schutzen 4F. $18.07. And my target was blowing in the wind, so I don't know where that one hit. But once again, 18.07. $17.91. And I gotta tell you, it's really getting difficult to load now. It seems like she's binding up about that far off of the bottom, you know, from the ball seating completely on top of the powder. So I'm really having to work that ramrod to get that down that little bit. But I'm going to see if I can't get you 2 more shots because I kind of want to get 10 numbers to do an average with. Stay tuned. Have to clean my fizzing face and the flint itself also. Think I pulled that one. Well, you guys seen it. 1771. Let me get you one more. I think I flinched on that one too. But 1714, quite a drop. So I'm going to get everything packed up and go into my shop, crunch all these numbers, and give you my final assessment on blending all my gunpowders, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So to my friend Jonathan, who was here shooting with me, that last shot finally took this out completely. I think it's time I'm going to have to rebuild it. Oh, and by the way, collect all the lead that's in all that wood too. See you at rendezvous, Jonathan. So before I wheel the cart over to the shop, I thought I'd give you a little bit of a close-up of the lock. That's 10 shots with 4F Schutzen. And as you can see, the lock's pretty dirty, especially when he compared it to what I was doing with my homemade gunpowder. I did have to wipe the face of the frizzen a couple of times, and as I noted the one time, I had to clean the underside of the flint. Make of it what you will, but for me, I think I would just stick with homemade gunpowder, 4F or even 3F, and stay away from any gunpowder that has graphite on it, because that's how dirty the graphite truly is, in my opinion, of course. Alright, I'll go get you some numbers. Alright, just to let you know, it took an hour and a half, so it's a little after 2 right now, and the temperature only went up to 80 degrees, so there wasn't a huge difference in temperature, just a couple of degrees. Alright, the 10-shot average ended up being 1771.7 with a spread of 126. That spread to me is unacceptable. Okay, now throwing out what could be a duplicate shot, that 1447, throwing that out and then doing a 9-shot average, I get 1774.44. So if I take the 9-shot average, I get 3 more feet per second with it. Which one makes you more dead, 1771 or 1774? Either way, those were good years. And there again, their spread's still going to be 126 because I'm just taking the high and the low of everything combined. But how did the good, the bad, and the ugly gunpowder group? Well, here was shot number 1, and you can see where the rest of them grouped. Not half bad for grouping, and that's not, in my opinion at least, it's not so much a testament to the gunpowder as it is to my flintlock having the capability of shooting garbage gunpowder and still pretty much impact the point of aim. And yes, I was at 30 yards. The angle of the sun was different. You know, so you guys can make up whatever excuse you want. For me, it was later in the day, a little hotter. And then again, at one point, one of the shots, the target was swinging like this, but I can guarantee you it wasn't shot number 1. So that grouping's not bad at all. It shows how consistent the rifle is no matter what I shoot through it. So a lot of times, guys, in my opinion, you really can't be blaming the gunpowder. To me, it's consistency with your powder charge and consistency with the way you load your gun. Me, you guys have seen it a couple of times. I slam that ramrod until it bounces back up out of that barrel. I know at that point that that ball is firmly seated against that powder charge. In my opinion, I'm just saying this, throwing this out into the ether. I think the reason for such a wide spread is because of how dirty that gunpowder is. That's my opinion. Would I take it to a rendezvous? If it was my last choice, yes. But I would also make sure that I would have some thinner patches, because what I shot today was 20 thousandths, and as I explained, some of the loading, at least 1 or 2 of them, I had to, you know, really work at getting that ball down that much onto that powdered charge. So I would end up doing 1 or 2 things: swabbing like every 3rd or 4th shot, which I think would be a pain in the ass to do at a rendezvous, especially if you're on a trail walk. The second option, which would be my first option, would be to bring thinner patches. So when I got to that point of it being a little difficult to load, I would swap to a thinner patch. that would be, for me, the easiest solution. So anyhow, friends, as you know, I got a gun to go clean now, and I'm expecting it to be pretty damn dirty. So I want to thank you, friends, for watching. I'm looking forward to being up at the Santa Fe Trail Rendezvous with my friend William and Jonathan. I know we're going to have some good times, and it's just a wonderful thing to be out and doing these sort of things, reminding us what our heritage was like. Living outdoors, shooting black powder guns, and doing whatever we can to keep our scalps on our heads. Thanks for watching, and everybody have a great day. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to share it with your bestest of buds. Bye.